Oh yeah, the Animorphs reading. I forgot about that. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, good.
The what? You know where they are?
Have I got a mailing list for you?
I think they're
no.
They're in props against the wall on the left.
Forgotten.
I don't know where it went.
I don't know.
Does anyone know where the coffin went?
Oh, I don't know.
It might
I'm concerned that we're missing an Animorph book.
might have gone outside.
The Animorph book?
No, the...
Oh man,
There's Johnny's entrance.
there's my coffin.
Oh, hey, I made it.
Okay, so the other day there was a challenge to tell me which chapters I should read. Does anybody remember? I feel like it was 9. Yeah, 9 through 11. Thank you. Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Are you guys ready? You guys are going to be acting out what I read.
Oh,
Oh,
Christ.
man.
Hold on. Let me get ready.
Here we go. Chapter 9. Jake and I were playing video games at the mall. I was kicking his butt. He was distracted because he was eating. He was eating a big red bug with huge pincers. I told him not to eat it. It would upset his stomach, but he just ignored me. Then, suddenly, his stomach exploded. It just exploded outward, guts flying everywhere. 8 huge spider legs appeared, like something in him was trying to crawl out. I tried to get away, but the steam was rising. I was burning up. This is literally what's written on the page.
Liar.
I couldn't make this up. I tried to run, but my legs were gone, replaced by a tail that jerked and kicked. I screamed and screamed. Marco, wake up. One of you screams that.
Oh,
Marco, wake up!
My eyes opened, and very suddenly, darkness. Someone holding on to me. I was confused. Mom? I asked. Silence. Then, no. My brain snapped back into reality. I was in my room, in my own bed. My dad was sitting on the side of my bed. He looked concerned and sad. It's just me, he said. He let go of my shoulder.
What a twist, it was the dad all along.
I felt sweaty all over.
Why did they need that?
Cold sweat. I guess you had a nightmare, my father said. Yeah, I said shakily. Sorry I woke you up. I wasn't asleep, he said. I glanced at my clock.
Watching you
The
while
red-
you slept.
I glanced at my clock.
Oh,
The red numbers showed 3:18 a.m.
Come on.
I didn't have to ask why my dad was awake. He often sat awake late into the night. Sometimes watching TV.
Sometimes watching
Sometimes just staring into space. He'd been that way since my mom died. Oh, all right.
Oh, that's
What?
the...
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad looks very different from me. For one thing, he's pretty tall. He's paler than me, too, and has light brown eyes. My mom was Hispanic, very dark hair and eyes. Everyone says I look like her. I know it's true because sometimes, when he's thinking about her, my dad will just glaze over and stare at me like I'm not even there. Like I'm a picture of someone else. I'm okay now, I said. You should try to get some sleep. He nodded. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll
Look,
do that.
Marco, you weren't dreaming about her, were you?
her, were you?
No, Dad, why? Because the first thing you said when you woke up was, Mom? I guess I was confused. Do you ever dream about her, I mean? Sometimes, I admitted.
You know.
But they aren't nightmares. He almost smiled. No, I guess they wouldn't be, would they? He picked up a little framed picture of my mom that I kept on my nightstand. Then he got
Threw it
that
on the
twisted...
ground. Stomped on it.
Then he got that twisted look of sick grief I had seen on his face every day for the last 2 years. Part of me is mad when I see him that way. Part of me just wants to say, Dad, get it together.
Get it together.
Let her
man.
go. She's dead. She doesn't want us spending the rest of our lives mourning.
She's trash.
But
She
But
literally died last month.
but I never do that. After a few minutes, he got up. He made some last remark about how I shouldn't be worried about boogeymen and left.
But I didn't actually use any dialogue.
I knew he would sit out in the living room alone and eventually fall asleep in his chair.
Vaping.
I lay there in the dark and tried to get the dream out of my head,
Listen
but
to
it's
Pink
hard to
Floyd.
forget a nightmare that's true. There, it is finished. Axe held up a small mess of electronic components for all of us to see. It looked sort of like an exploded remote control, but smaller. It was the next day. We were out in the woods, grouped together beneath a huge old oak tree. It was just like a strange sort of picnic.
Oh, good.
Jake and Cassie had each brought hand tools for axe to use. Screwdrivers, a solder gun, a battery-powered drill, hammer, wrenches, pliers, and of course, we had the electronic parts we had stashed in the trash before the lobster incident.
What? The lobster.
There was a lobster incident.
Is that with a capital L? in
Nope.
I?
Nope.
Okay.
Rachel had brought sandwiches. I brought a 6-pack of Pepsi. It was a nice day, sunny and warm. I needed a nice day. I needed sunlight. It had been a bad night with too little sleep. Okay, I'm
What is the reading level on this?
This feels like stuff like I am not a good writer, but this feels like the stuff that I
so
would
bad.
throw away when I was writing when I was like 7 or 8. Like it was that is really bad.
So I do remember actually reading these, but I'm curious where. I don't remember anything story-wise. What number are those?
I was reading 5.
Wow.
And I also have 31 here, and there was a third one, but I don't know where it went.
The early years were much weaker.
Yes.
It gets so much better as you go along.
In the college years.
Get any better. Not at all.
No, it's
Well,
like a,
yeah, you have to get
The
through
50s
first-
and what is it really
first
picked
3
up.
or 4 books, and then it really picks up.
Yes.
But then you go back and read the first ones to pick up on all the lore you've missed.
those little Easter eggs they left hiding for you.
Yeah, like this is just Babylon 5 season 1 of Animorphs. Then it gets good.
Is that part in like book 38 where David has to learn to use a condom when he's a werebore or some? What? When he's in college.
What is happening in my head?
All right.